what's going on? This is a long-awaited video that I've been wanting to drop for over a month, and today it's going to be about the 50mm versus the 1.4. So this is the 1.8, and I just wanted to give my quick thoughts and overall impressions of both lenses. As someone that has had this lens for a very long time now, and I had my hands on the 51.4 for about a month in January and I think a little bit of December. Shout out to Lumix for sending it over. I think I just really wanted to test out both lenses because I just wanted to see the difference between both lenses. And I'm not a very analytical person when it comes to gear and equipment. I'm more of like, here's the equipment that I have and here's the results I can get from using equipment. So that's what this whole YouTube is about and the whole concept of my channel is about. So thanks for clicking on the video. Today I just wanted to dive deep a little bit into the 50mm lenses. So something that I noticed specifically with the 1.4 variation of the 50mm is that there is something about that lens that just has colors pop. And it's not even just about the colors, but I think it's the fidelity of the natural look, and it's almost 3D like I can't really describe it to you, but I will say, as someone that has had the 50mm 1.8, I think this lens is also really great. And I don't think you need to completely invest into a lens that is to that quality and that level, because I've been able to get very similar results. And I think that's what makes these lenses great, is that even though they're the same focal length, you're just able to get very similar results. So about a month ago, I was shooting at an event called the Cosin Imprint Experience, and I challenged myself to only use the 50mm 1.4. And it was a pretty dark scenario because I was gonna bring a flash, but I didn't want to distract customers. So essentially, Cosin is in Tampa. It's a Michelin star business. The experience was interesting because I've never really shot anything like this. And what I had to do was I had to take photos of the event overall. And it was essentially a dead animal. They painted it in black ink and they placed a paper on it. And basically the customer had to create whatever design they wanted with like the body parts of the squid. So it was a squid, and I just thought the experience was really cool, and I really thought that the 1.4 50mm was gonna kill it, and it actually did. For context, I felt like I just needed to explain what that event was because people would be like, what is that and why are you there? On a separate occasion, I did use a 50mm 1.8 for a photography shoot for another business called Zoto that's in Sarasota. One thing I noticed when I was using the 50mm 1.8 compared to the 1.4 is, although you're getting a bit more bokeh with the 1.4 and you're paying almost triple the price, I was able to get some amazing results with the 50mm 1.8. And till this day, it's still a great lens that I occasionally use. I think there's other lenses I would prefer to use, like a 35 or 100mm lens from Lumix, but I think when I really want a nice solid portrait, I think the 50mm is great. I think there's a lot of things you got to think about as a creator. Obviously, size and weight. The 50mm 1.4 is a lot heavier than a 1.8, but the results that you get from the 1.4 are kind of worth it. But I wouldn't say I would invest fully into that lens, because how often do you use a 50mm lens, you know? And I think what I like about the 1.8 version of the lens is that it's affordable and you're still able to get great results. Maybe not as solid in terms of color fidelity and bokeh, but for the most part, like, you're getting pretty great results. And I think if you're someone that just wants to create some amazing content with the gear that you're able to afford, you cannot go wrong with the 50mm 1.8. If I was able to buy the 1.4, I would buy it, but because of how much it costs, it just isn't worth it for someone like me. But if you think this video was helpful, let me know and comment below. And what do you think of the photos? Like, I want to get to know your thoughts on the overall quality of the photos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.